Thanks for joining us today for BRMC's Healthy Connections with special guest Cindy Costa, and we are talking today about Heroes with Halos, a program you have at the hospital. Tell us about it, Cindy.
We do. This is a fun program. We have really enjoyed this. And let me start off by telling how it began.
Oh, good. Okay.
We start hearing different stories now and then about nurses that people wanted to give them a tip. You know, we go to a restaurant, we go do different things, and we tip people. Mm-hmm. And we do that because we appreciate what they do for us. Well, people in the hospital aren't allowed to take tips. That's not part of what we do. We're there to take care of you, and we do so because we love to. Mm-hmm. And so that would be frustrating sometimes because the patient really wanted to show their appreciation. And when the nurse would say, "I'm sorry, I'm not allowed to take that," that would make the patient feel bad. Mm-hmm. And we certainly didn't want to do that. So that's when we started this Heroes with Halos program. This actually allows a patient to do something in honor of that special, whether it be a nurse, a physician, maybe it was a volunteer that made their day. It could even, be the housekeeper, the food mm-hmm. service worker that brought something in for them.
Anybody with patient contact.
Anybody at all. And we've even found some that don't normally have direct patient contact. Mm-hmm. Maybe somebody in engineering came and did something for the patient, or maybe they helped somebody out in the hallway. You never know what it could be. Mm-hmm. So we put this together as the way for patients, if they wanted to do something, to honor that special person who had made their day. The way we do that is when a patient is in the hospital, they will it's a little bookmark that comes on their tray that's next to their hospital bed, and it tells a little bit about the program. Mm-hmm. And they can use that, so if there is someone who's done something special for them, they can write their name on it, so when they get home, they'll remember who it was. Well, after the patient leaves the hospital, a few weeks later, we send out a letter explaining the program and if they would like to do something. So all they have mm-hmm. to do is they have a self-addressed stamped envelope that can come straight back to the hospital, and they can nominate somebody.
What a wonderful program.
Exactly.
Yeah, everyone wins mm-hmm. on this.
It does. And they can give a donation in that person's honor. The amount of the donation does not matter. We have had people do $25. We've had people do $1,000. We've had people that will honor one special person. We've had somebody, different individuals that would like to honor the whole unit. Wow. Or just say, I just appreciated everything everybody did for me. It's really up to them how they'd like to do it. We encourage them to give us a little story. What did this person do mm-hmm. that made things so nice? And sometimes it was just maybe they sat with them and held their hand, or that they arranged maybe a little special something, helped their family make a little surprise for them. It's just a variety of things.
I bet you get great stories.
We have wonderful stories, and we know there's a lot more out there, but this is just something that has evolved over the last couple of years. I think the first year we did it, we had maybe 30 donations sent in, yes, and this in 2012 we had about 125 that we recognized.
Oh, it's growing by leaps and bounds.
Just huge, because people find this is a great way mm-hmm. to do something like this.
It's a great way to say thank you.
It is, and we try to make it very special for the employee or the volunteer or the physician. When we hear about, when we receive the donation, the first thing we do is we contact, if it's a person that works in the hospital, we contact their director and let them know that this has happened, and we want to set up some time when we can come and present this to them, and we keep it a surprise. We don't let the employee know ahead of time.
And everybody likes a surprise.
We love a surprise. Of course, the department head, they're thrilled about it. If it's for a physician, we call the office manager, or if it's for a volunteer, we call the head of our volunteer services. And we try to do this in kind of a public way. We don't just make it between the employee and ourselves. We try to do it in front of a group of people so they can be recognized for what they do.
By their peers. How wonderful.
Absolutely.
Who does the presentation?
Well, we have several of us. Anytime he possibly can, our CEO, Ron Peterson, comes. And I would say he is able to attend about 75% of them.
And that makes it extremely special.
It does make it special, and not just for the employee, but Mr. Peterson loves to do this. He just, his face just lights up. He finds it so much fun. He loves to honor the employees, and he loves to see the surprise. We usually have another senior leader come with us. It may be our director of nursing. It may be our COO that's over some of the departments. We always try to have another senior leader. There's always myself and the head of the foundation, Barney Larry. So we always come in. Well, it's kind of funny the reaction we get sometimes, because if they see the CEO and some of the top senior leaders walking in, they may kind of go, what's going on here?
The principal's on his way.
Yeah. But usually in a lot of these departments, once they see me with them, they kind of have a heads up on what's going on. They figure it's a Heroes with Halos.
If Cindy's there, it can't be bad.
That's right. I'm there to have fun and provide a great time. So, but then there's always, well, which one's going to be recognized? Is it going to be the whole group? Is it one special person? But this gives Mr. Peterson the chance to thank the entire department for what they do. And then we read the story that the patient has given. And then we present them with a nice certificate.
That they can frame and keep forever.
That's right. And a lot of them put them up in their own departments.
Sure. Signed by Mr. Peterson?
Yes, it is.
And their leader probably, yeah.
And then they also receive, it's a special badge holder, and it says Heroes with Halos.
Oh, how wonderful.
So it's a really nice
Keeps on being recognized throughout the rest of the year.
They do. And we have an awful lot of fun with this. We like to recognize the employee further. We have a publication, as you well know, that comes out every 2 weeks, the center. And we always have the pictures of the people who have been, given this nice honor. So we have the picture of them. We usually take it with Mr. Peterson and their department head. Or if it's a large group, we have the whole group. And that gets published on that. And then on our new website.
On our new website. And we've got a plasma TV in the hospital down by our cafeteria, and I know that the photos are put on there as well, and so that everyone in the hospital, as they're going to get a meal, can see them, which is great.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And then we can even carry it a little further. We've had some people that have been nominated more than once, and once you're nominated 10 times, then you get to get a gift card.
Oh my!
But so we haven't had anybody reach the 10 quite yet. But I know
the
it'll
program
happen
is new.
It is fairly new.
Just catching on.
And we are having more and more getting, having donations given in their name more than once. So.
And that's so important. Always to remind folks that the hospital's a 501c3 and a not-for-profit hospital, and we always try to clarify on that and let people know, well, yes, there's money coming in, and you need that to keep the lights on and have all these wonderful staff that you're honoring paid. So all the monies that are raised go right back into the hospital, and this is another way, because the foundation is wonderful about coming up with monies raised that go right back into the hospital for equipment or wherever the need may be, as well as with our volunteers and all the different events that they hold throughout the year. Great fundraisers.
And anybody that gives a donation in somebody's honor, it is tax deductible.
Sure.
So it's funny, not many people give donations because of tax reasons, but you never know when it can be helpful come tax time.
You bet. Well, it's a marvelous program, Cindy. It's hope this keeps growing, and I know I've had the pleasure and the honor of being with you a couple of times when you've gone to physician offices.
Yes.
And they're like little kids.
I know.
They're like, woo! Everybody loves a surprise, no matter the age or what their profession is.
Well, and just the thought, because, you know, patients, when they do come to the hospital, you know, it's not cheap. Doctors' bills are not cheap. But the fact that they have been so touched that they want to give additional funds to recognize somebody, that's pretty special.
It sure is. It sure is. So that you've given the recognition that's so rightly received, and it's just wonderful. So, what else you got going on with Foundation?
Well, also with the Heroes with Halos, the money does go to some specific areas.
Oh, okay. Tell us about those.
Okay. One area is for nursing scholarships.
Oh, I did not know that. That's a great.
And that's turned out to be
idea.
really wonderful. Another area they can designate the gift to is any of our 4 community health and education houses.
Okay.
We've got, of course, the Pikes Cancer Support House, the Rappel Diabetes Learning Center, the Muruck Family Education Center on Aging, and the Schliemann Center for Women's Health Education.
You win the prize today, Cindy.
Thank you. That's a mouthful, isn't it?
Yeah, we love our houses, and
Yeah.
boy, oh boy, we've got big names.
Well, and we had over 20,000 people receive some kind of service through those 4 houses last year alone.
That's amazing.
So they touch a lot of lives.
They certainly do.
They give out a lot of information. They have tremendous support. It's amazing what they do. So when that many people utilize them, then that's something that sometimes when people want to donate, that is what they wanted, you know, their money to go toward. And all of that just works out wonderful.
We could say, in fact, I think we'll take the whole second part of our show and talk about the houses. How would that be?
That'd be great.
All right. We need to take just a short commercial break with from our special guest, Cindy Costa, today. Kind of stumbling over my words here today. And we'll be right back after just a short commercial break. Don't go away.